Welcome back, travelers, to Legendary Lore, where once again we're going to be going over the blue legends of Commander Legends. Not Glacian, because we talked about him with Rebecca, and it was fantastic.
It was amazing.
I am Ricky, and I am here with my cagey co-host, Joe.
Fortunately, I have enough talent for all of you.
Fantastic. So, this guy is Eligeth, the Crossroads Augur. Joe, what do you know about Eligeth?
I have never seen this person in my entire life.
That makes sense because he's brand new and he's really, really bland. The whole deal behind him is that he witnessed something he shouldn't have, and now he lives 5 minutes in the future. So anyone that tries to talk to him winds up basically just stumbling because he already knows what you're going to say and has had every possible conversation with you. He's basically Doctor Strange with a time stone always on. That's Eligeth's entire spiel. It says if you would scry a number of cards, draw that many cards. The best card for scrying was Siana, but I felt Siana worked better with Radiant. So I feel that he would go great with Krark, just because Krark is going to be carrying the load as far as being awesome. And also, obviously, he's able to copy spells. So he would go best with the blue deck, and no one is going to be playing with coin flipping other than him. So I felt like the two of them were a great pair just because neither of them really had a good friend.
Okay.
That is Eligeth. That was the entirety of Eligeth. Quick. Joe, what is your final verdict on this Sphinxster?
No, I don't want to have a verdict. It's okay. So, how about that next card?
It's an owl.
How about that next card?
So Esior is basically he's an owl. The whole idea behind him is that he's super smart and he can do whatever you need him to do. He's like a super helpful bird. He can even fly you places, it says you want to fly somewhere? Just ask Esior. Does that mean that this owl is giant? Is this a giant 1/3 flyer? Is that what I'm led to believe? Or is this like a Pidgey situation where it can just pick you up and take you where you need to go? Or just has a really
Also,
really
did you see the new league coming to Pokemon Go where you can use baby Pokemon? You have to use baby Pokemon, but they can't be any higher than 500 CP.
That's awesome. I might actually do that one.
I sent a pic to Ariel because all my Pidgeys are over 500 CP. I'm just like, oh, I wanted to kick people's butts with Pidgeys.
With all those other kids with their pumped up Pidgeys. Now,
better run.
And Esior is apparently Esior is apparently just really arrogant.
Is he Derevi?
The ghost of Ramirez DePietro. First
I was
off,
excited to get into the Pirates. These ones I'm excited for.
Now, the ghost of Ramirez DePietro, other than having the best name out of any of the characters in this thing,
True.
Do you have anything to say about him?
It looks really cool. I like the idea of a spirit pirate. Like, we didn't get they introduced pirates. They introduced them a little more in depth than Ixalan. We didn't get any ghost ship kind of things. And then we see this, and I'm really excited to see where this goes.
What plane do you think he's from?
Is it Ixalan?
It's not Ixalan. Now, fun fact, if you're a newer player that doesn't know about the Legends set from a long time ago, there was a card called Ramirez DePietro. He was, I believe, Grixis. Might have been Demir. But the whole deal behind him was that he was a pirate. He's dead. He's like super dead. And this is his ghost. And I mean, really, he's just Jack Sparrow in ghost form. So he tells a bunch of like tall tales. He just name drops legends from the legend set. And it's like, yes, I killed Halfdane the pirate. I did this and I did that, and I slew a dragon while drinking a bottle of rum. Yeah. I don't know.
With Nameless Dragon once.
Yeah, like no one's going to...
No, Nameless Dragon.
No one's going to, like, debunk what he's saying because no one's alive to do so. And he literally just goes from ship to ship and is like, hey, you want me to join you? And they're like, you know what? Go for it. Go for it, Mr. Weird Pirate Man. So, yeah, that's him.
I
I
love it.
feel, I feel that he would go good Tormod. Because it says whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a tap 2/2 zombie. His ability, whenever he does combat damage to a player, choose up to one target card in the graveyard that was discarded to put there from the library this turn, put into its owner's hand. So if you're playing blue-black, you can self-mill, and then you can bring whatever you can just bring a card back to your hand, and then you get a 2/2 token out of it. Not an insane combo by any stretch of the imagination. Requires a lot of setup, but I mean, it's something. He's not a particularly powerful card, and I mean, for someone who's done all these amazing things, you would expect more from him. But at least he doesn't die when he gets targeted, like other old ghosts.
I think he's neat. Honestly, if I were to build something around somebody story-wise from the set, it would probably be him. I like him.
You are a pirate. Okay, so first thing, Joe, what do you see in this artwork? What do you see about it?
Something about to eat something and something about to get eaten, but I can't tell which is which.
Well,
Also,
right.
Hedrons.
Hedrons, good eye, Joe, good eye. So Brinelin is from, or Brinelin? Ritalin. Ritalin is from
Ridley.
Zendikar. He's obviously from Zendikar, and he survived the Eldrazi attacks. Like this Kraken went toe to toe with Eldrazi's and ate them. He took them down, and he did not care.
Well, yeah,
There's
obviously
only
he has Emrakul's weakness in his name.
the moon. It's not a weakness, really. But that said, can you guess, Joe, what Brinelin is afraid of?
Crabs.
No, he's not a college student. His main thing that he's afraid of is the main thing he's afraid of is Soren Markov. Which, I mean, I guess.
I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of.
I mean, I haven't seen Soren deal 8 damage to a creature with his abilities very often, so I'd say it's pretty safe.
If your life total's 8, he can bring in 8 vampires to deal 8 damage to you.
That's true. But that's literally Brylan's like whole deal, is he's just afraid of Soren. Like out of anything. Also, Brinelin
Ulamog just like trading blows with Ulamog. Soren comes in, just swims away.
Brinelin and Galanra would be perfect partners because both of them deal with mana cost 6 or greater. One draws cards, the other one bounces. It's a crazy good setup between the two of them.
Sounds like it.
Now, similar to Glacian and Rebek, there's going to be another partner set up here. But it's Malcolm the Keen-Eyed Navigator. And I'm just going to mention him right now. Where is that little boy? Britches, the Brazen Plunderer.
More pirates.
Yes, these are the pirates that you would make for a pirate deck. And they're so much fun. Looking at Malcolm. So the two of them were actually on the Belligerent, which was Vraska's boat. When Vraska was a pirate, and she was super epic, and everyone loved her, including Jace. And we kind of got to see these two characters kind of really get a lot of attention. Malcolm
built up her character arc and made it amazing before they decided to undo everything good they did.
Pretty much. But Malcolm is the navigator, obviously. And he's got like basically an amazing eye and memory. He's like a chart master. So his whole thing is that whenever a pirate hits the opponent, you get a treasure. Whoopity-doo, right?
Yes.
His best friend, Britches, he loves everything. Britches loves treasure. I gave that Britches treasure. Britches loves treasure. So he so dumb.
Go on.
What?
Go on.
So Bridges says, whenever one or more pirates you control deals damage to an opponent, exile the top card of each opponent's library. Each of those opponents. So basically, they're meant for multiplayer. He steals things, and Malcolm finds things. And you put them together. One's got menace, one's got flying, so they both got evasion. And they both work together with pirates. And I mean, Bridges be crazy. He will work really well with. Don't laugh at me, Joe. Don't laugh at me. This is a serious discussion about britches.
Is that what he calls it?
But yeah, Malcolm X and the britches. They work great together. They're meant to be together. They're literally best friends in the story. And um, Britches is a cabin hand also. Like he's actually he has some clout now because of the fact that he apparently was a conqueror of the Golden City. They got a lot of popularity because they just plundered the entire place, even though they didn't get the Golden Sun. So I would love for there to be like a standalone story series that just follows the day-to-day lives of Malcolm and Britches. That would be hilarious.
Theme song set to Max and Ruby. Malcolm and Britches.
Britches and Malcolm. Okay. Sakashima. Okay. Joe, what do you know about Sakashima?
He goes well with the chroma.
Good job, Joe. You watched the first episode.
No, I didn't. I was part of it. I would never watch the Bosswatch.
Anyways, so Sakashima is actually this is a new version of Sakashima. Much like a Chroma, there was already an existing card of Sakashima that was in Kamigawa. This guy's from Kamigawa, and I mean you can tell by his clothing. He has an Oni. He has an Oni mask, and his name. Yes, that's true. He has a Japanesey name. His whole thing was that he was basically no one. He was a nobody. And his best lot in life was that he was going to die poor and maybe have a wife, maybe have a field, maybe have some kids. That was his life. And he was like, forget that. I want to be somebody else. And so he found a guy who was like a master of disguise. He became his apprentice. He became the best shapeshifter ever. He could disguise himself as anyone and become anything. To the point where he basically
I'm going to be the master of disguise.
Yes, he was a disguisee, and he became the master of disguise. And he's broken in basically everywhere. He has done everything. Like he's gone everywhere. The last place he needs to go is into the Kami's domain. So he wants to go into like the other half of his plane that is not accessible really, but he's gonna break in there too and do whatever he wants because he's Sakashima. So it's really cool. Sakashima is a really cool idea, really cool clone kind of creature. Like I said before, it goes great with the chroma and a little bit of cheese. And what? But yeah, Sakashima's really cool. And I love the idea behind him. He's got a ton of possibilities. Obviously, any one of these guys, you could even pair him up with Prava, go for white-blue tokens, and every token gets +2/+8, which is dumb and super unnecessary. But if you have some way of using toughness to your advantage, go for it, I guess. Joe, final verdict.
He's really cool. I can even see him working like as a standalone commander. He looks really fun. Like it's a fun blue card.
Yes,
definitely.
Definitely.
That. I love him.
The mythic cards tend to be definitely on that end, on that side of the spectrum of like, this could be its own commander. The rare ones, they're a bit harder to pull off, but like Livio is like a solid partner, if that makes sense. Livio is a solid partner. Eligeth is a solid partner, not standalone, but they're really good. A Chroma
and these guys being like, okay, so I need something to finish my old partner deck. Oh, I can just use one of these new partners.
Yeah, and I mean, also these guys help you to
the Blood Sower or something,
and they help you to fix your mana. If like say you have a 2-color partner and you don't want to use another 2-color partner, you can use one of these guys as a single-color partner and round it out for a 3-color deck. And there's so many strategies here, and I love it. It's fantastic. Siana, very interesting card. Not because it's good. What do you think about this card so far, Joe?
That art is very captivating.
Cool. Now, first of all,
we're doing a video, not an art museum, but okay.
Yeah, really.
For nothing.
Okay, Jin Monk. Where do you find Jin Monks, Joe? Where do you find things that refer to an eye? Just think of the possibilities. You got to be doing this on purpose.
What?
Monks, Joe. Monks.
Oh, is he from Tarkir?
Yes, she is from Tarkir.
Is she from Tarkir?
And she's from the timeline, the original timeline. She's from the timeline with the Jeskai.
The one where I took a bunch of extra turns and everybody quit.
Yes. And Siani is one of two characters, actually, from the original Tarkir timeline. There weren't any characters. Wait, yes, there was. Okay, that's not true. There are some characters. There's a character, at least one, that I remember that is from the current timeline. But Siani is from the Jeskai timeline. What that means is one of two things. Either one, they're referring to the fact that there's multiple universes still in their specific thing. Remember that the teamer had the ability to. Well, yeah, but like the teamer were able to see other pasts. I forget what they described them as. It's been a while since Tarkir, but they could see into other timelines on their that was to their plane. So either there's going to be some kind of connection to that. This person could be also just going to appear in the next Tarkir set eventually, somewhere down the line, in their current form. And this is just so you can see what they were in the Jeskai world, if that makes sense. So we could see this person as an Ojatai monk instead of a Jeskai monk. Bless you, Joe. Bless you, Joe. Now, we already talked about how Siani would go great with Radiant because they both refer to flying. So you would have a very strong emphasis on flying creatures and they would work great together. But Siani, it's not a terrible card. Having the ability to scry also, of course, if you wanted to go mono blue, because I avoided going mono blue or mono colored with my partner team ups. Eligeth is crazy with her because obviously this one says whenever you would scry, draw that many. She says scry. So she scries equal to the number of flying creatures that are attacking. This full draws you cards when you scry instead. So you just have a fistful of cards. So a super aggressive mono blue flying deck would be able to just continuously apply pressure and toss counter spells at whatever's trying to wipe the board. So these two are actually a powerhouse, but I wanted to avoid going monocolor. Just that I throw that in there because it's an obvious pairing.
I like it.
Yeah.
And a Jeskai monk, that's amazing.
Yeah, I never use it, but it's cool that it exists.
That was a great way to end us off on the blue, guys. We're going to go ahead and catch you next time with black.
Black.
I like the way you said black.
I loved it.
Go ahead and tune in, guys, because it looks like we're ending black with a Planeswalker. So you guys definitely aren't going to want to miss that.
It's fantastic. So cool. So fresh.